So I'm John McNeil, I'm the president of Worldwide Sales, and I know that you came here to see Elon Musk. So let me, without any further delay, introduce Elon.
Hey, welcome everybody. So thanks for coming. I know there's a number of long-time Tesla supporters in the crowd, so thanks for your faith from the beginning. From Roadster, Model S, and everything. And so I'm just going to tell you about what our plans are in Hong Kong, and yeah, we got big plans. So as I think you may know, the goal of Tesla is to accelerate the advent of sustainable transport. So to do whatever we can to have a sustainable future happen sooner rather than later. We started off with the Roadster back in 2008. It's a low volume, obviously high price. Now with the Model S and X, which are mid-price, mid-volume. And then in about 2 years we expect to have the Model 3, which is a lower price, higher volume car. So the overarching goal though is just to accelerate the advent of sustainable transport. And to help other companies do that as well, which is why we open sourced our patents last year. Model S, we tried very hard to make an electric car be the best car. It was really important because previously people had the idea of an electric car as being like a golf cart, like something that was slow and ugly and low range. We had to show that an electric car could actually be the best car. It could be fast, it could be great, have great handling, look good, have long range. This was very important to break the mold, to get rid of the idea that an electric car is not a good car. And the results were, I think, quite good. 98% of owners would buy the Model S again. We won Car of the Year, and the Consumer Report said it was the best car that they've ever tested. So, so you guys have the best time. So we start off with safety and achieving 5 stars across the board. The Model S still has the highest safety rating of any car ever tested. So it's doing well on that front. We have a longer crumple zone than any car, any gasoline car, because there's no engine in the front. Very rigid cabin and a low center of gravity because of the battery pack being in the floor pan. And then it's also all-wheel drive. It can make it to 100 kilometers in under 3 seconds. It has a range of almost 500 kilometers. So these were all really important characteristics to achieve in an electric car, to show that an electric car could be a real substitute for a gasoline car. And then with over-the-air updates, the car keeps improving over time. So instead of buying a car and having the software be static and unchanging, this would actually improve over time. And then with Autopilot, which I know you don't actually have it. So I'm meeting with the government tomorrow, hopefully. Well, we're going to have some conversations, and hopefully they will consider allowing us to release Autopilot in Hong Kong. So anyway, I'm cautiously optimistic that it'll be good meetings tomorrow. Anyway, this is going to keep getting better over time with the software updates. And we'll take it as far as the sensor suite will allow. So I think which is actually pretty far. And that's combining the camera, the radar, the sonar, and GPS. And it's worth maybe showing some of the key statistics. In 2004, Tesla was just 5 people. Now we're almost 15,000. And 5 years ago, we were making about 600 cars a year, and now it's 50,000 cars a year. So it's good progress, I think. And part of the fact that we've saved over 150 million liters of gasoline. So it's have 15 stores in 7 major cities, several hundred superchargers, and even more destination chargers, and we're opening up in Macau towards the end of this year. I actually think Hong Kong will probably be the leading city in the world for electric cars.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be really a leading light because I think it'll actually have more EVs per capita than any other city, which means we'll pioneer figuring out how to do charging, how to handle the large number of electric cars on the grid, all of these issues, which will then be a good example for the rest of the world.
I think Hong Kong is the perfect city for electric vehicles. It's that sense of movement, that sense of dynamism.
The Hong Kong people, they want to go everywhere fast.
Tesla's really taking off.
It just makes sense.
The number of Teslas on the street I've seen are just, double, triple.
Now you see easily a dozen Teslas on the roads every single day. When I test drove it, I just couldn't stop thinking about the car afterwards. It's a combination of the practicality of it, the performance, all the cutting-edge technology inside the vehicle.
We've got a 5-person family. Every day I feel comfortable with them strapped in the back of that car. It's one of the safest cars on the road today, if not the safest.
I decided to buy a Tesla 2 seconds after test drive. The moment you put your foot on the pedal, it has the performance of a very good sports car. I drive it everywhere.
Tesla has installed superchargers in all the most convenient locations so people can charge while they're out shopping.
I love it when you have this Tesla only sign. You don't have to worry about running out of battery.
Hong Kong, there's no reason it cannot convert 100% to electric transportation.
We do want to reduce the carbon footprint, especially here in Hong Kong.
We need to preserve the air quality.
And really where electric cars and Tesla can help is with that roadside pollution.
Driving a Tesla, it's entirely quiet and there are just no emissions.
It's so smooth and so quiet.
You're almost in your own little bubble when you're inside the car, amidst all of this noise around you.
Thanks to the customers that were part of the video. Anyway, so we have a very exciting 2016 coming up. The second half of the year, we've got Model X that'll be coming to Hong Kong. We've got a huge new service center that we're building, so that should help reduce some of the service time challenges. And then we're also expanding the charger network substantially. But it's always important to remember that this is just the beginning. There's over 90 million new cars and trucks produced every year, and less than 0.2% are electric vehicles. So there's still a huge way to go to transition the world to sustainable energy. So I think that's something with bearing in mind. It's really just the very beginning. So, we do expect that Hong Kong will be the leader of any city in the world for sustainable transport. All right, that concludes the introductory remarks. I'm going to answer a few questions, and then I'm going to hand it over to John McNeil to answer the rest. So maybe just, a few questions at random. So is there a mic there?
I've got one here.
Yeah.
Here.
Hi, this is Raymond. We know that Tesla is a huge success in Hong Kong, but however, most of our car owners cannot install their own chargers, and we don't have a very good public charging infrastructure. The pace of the supercharging network expansion cannot.
With the government, and we're actually going to be discussing this exact subject. We want to try to upgrade some of the public charging stations to higher power. And make them available to other car companies as well. But we really want to work with the government and offer our technology for upgrading the public charging spots. Because my understanding is that there's maybe as many as 800 or even 1,000 public charging spots, but they're low power.
So we've got to, I think the right solution is to upgrade them to higher power, and also to have the regulations, the building regulations, ideally require that if somebody requests charging in their building, that there's an obligation to provide it. Because in the long run, the best way to charge your car is to charge it at the same place you charge your phone. If you have to go to a third location, that's generally undesirable. Most convenient is where your phone is charged, that's where your car should be charged. Except for long distance driving, of course. But that's the basic idea. So regulatory changes, and then providing whatever technology and support that we can from a Tesla standpoint to the government to upgrade the public charging stations. Well, the plan is to provide X's, as we should be starting production of those around the middle of this year. So hopefully this summer is when we should be delivering the right drive X's. Sorry, that's the way spot to tell where the...
Oh, yeah. By the side.
Alright.
John, I'm here with Charge Hong Kong, which is Hong Kong's charity representing EVs. Again, thank you for coming. Specific question about autopilot. One of the most successful campaigns online for in the last couple of years was for blend tech. I don't know if you saw that one. Can you blend it? Simple demonstrations of the technology. I've been sort of waiting with bated breath to see a cascade of good news about autopilot and the situations it's saved. And all we've seen has been the disaster movies. Is there something to share? Or because for every bad news, we need 5 times more good news to balance it psychologically. Is there anything that Tesla could be sharing?
Well, I mean, there is